Good morning. This is Walter Blackwood, and you are watching You Are Loved. That stands for Living Out Victory Every Day. This is a weekly series that we're going to be doing. Each series has 7 parts to it. So we're starting Series 1, Part 1 right now. So I'd like to start off with a bit of scripture here from the book of Romans, chapter 7, verses 18 to 20. It really speaks to what we're going to be talking about over the next 7 weeks of this series. And I know that nothing good lives in me, that is, in my sinful nature. I want to do what is right, but I can't. I want to do what is good, but I don't. I don't want to do what is wrong, but I do it anyway. But if I do what I don't want to do, I am not really the one doing it. It is sin living in me that does it. This is a pretty complex verse, and it's hard to wrap your head around the first time you read it. Paul the Apostle, the guy who wrote the book of Romans here, is flat out admitting that he is not in control. He wants to do what's right, not giving into his sinful nature, but he just keeps going back to it. And it can be so darn easy to leave it at that. Just that we have no power, so there's no point in fighting it. It's just who we are. Just give in to your life-controlling problems and be done with it, and you can do that. There's nothing I or anyone else can do to stop you, but I would like to suggest an alternative. It's pretty humbling to admit that we are powerless, and that we can't manage our lives under our own power. Acknowledging that there are influences, habits, and behaviors in our lives that are robbing us of our ability to live life to the fullest and preventing us from being all that God says we can be. There's a laundry list of things God says we are. We are made in His image. We are perfectly made. We are loved. We are cherished. I could go on and on and on and on and on. The point is, and this is a big one, if you believe in the God of the Bible, then you have to accept that you are perfect. Let me repeat that again. You are perfect. And the only thing keeping you from being everything God has made you to be are these life-controlling problems. This does not mean we're bad people. It just means we're human. Scripture says also in the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 23, "For everyone has sinned. We all fall short of God's glorious standard." This means that we're all in it together, whether you're male, female, black, white, plaid, I don't care. We are all one family and can together get back up and keep moving towards being that person God has made us to be. But, and here's the kicker, we need God to do it. You see, and bear with me here, when we try to manage our lives under our own power, it creates a disconnect in our personal relationship with God. This disconnect often shows itself as life-controlling problems such as drug use or drinking. It may come from some form of gambling or gaming, maybe eating habits, work, sexual practices, pornography, TV viewing or entertainment. It could also be things like fears, superstitions, resentment, guilt, or shame. And I'm talking about these things in excesses here, in unhealthy ways. I drink, but not to excess, not in an unhealthy fashion. I watch TV. I eat. Most of us do. But I do all of these within healthy parameters. Any of these can rob us of living our lives to the fullest if they become crutches in our lives. If they become life-controlling. True and lasting change does not happen by trying to alter our situation. Outside adjustments cannot correct inside problems. You can polish a dirty fridge, but if you don't clean out what's on the inside, it's only ever going to get worse. It'd be like trying to fix a rattle in your car's engine by taking it through the car wash. It's not going to help anything. It's going to look better, but it's not going to be better. These are not things that we can handle just by thinking or managing better or doing for ourselves. Because if we are the problem, we need to humble ourselves and realize we cannot be the solution. And as we will see over the next few weeks, the solution is and always has been the same: God. Now, as we go through this series, we're going to have questions that I'm going to be asking. They're all going to be up here on the screen. So when I ask you a question, just pause the video, take a couple minutes, and write down an answer. They're just ways to help go deeper into the subject matter that we've gone over for the day. These are private things for you so you can experience your journey and go back over it and say, oh, this is something I learned in week 2, but it goes deeper than that because I found out in week 6. I found out for myself that this other thing happens, right? So you want to get yourself a journal. The first question is this. Now, we've looked over several things that can be problems if allowed to take control of our lives. Drugs, alcohol, gaming, video games, work, food, sex, pornography, whatever. I want you to take some time, list down any life-controlling problems you think may be an issue in your life. Now, I'm just talking about maybe an issue here. I'm not asking you to fully evaluate everything. We're going to go over that as we come to it. The second question is to choose one time in your life where you felt out of control. So take a few moments, look at the questions, maybe write them down, write down what answers come to mind, and take the week, if other things come to mind, pull out the journal, write them down. When you come back, we're going to continue. Welcome back. So it's good to write things down, and it's good to watch videos like this and to learn. But if you ever need someone to talk to, you can contact me through our website, which I'll have in the description below. Also, I'd recommend talking to my wife, Connie, who is an amazing counselor. And I'll put her website in the description as well. This is not about making money or building client lists. So if you can't afford counseling, don't let that stop you from contacting us. This is about being there for you, coming together in a time when we're forced to be the furthest apart. None of us like to feel powerless or not in control, but I think that's something that we've all experienced this year. Remember, you are loved, you are cherished, you are perfect, and you are made in God's image. God bless. See you next week.